Well, over the past few weeks, Iranian authorities have shut the country off from the world and escalated a bloody crackdown that activists say have killed more than 2,500 people as protesters demanding regime change continue to take to the streets around the country.
Now, yesterday, Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand announced that a Canadian citizen has died at the hands of Iranian authorities. We've seen the impact of the events in Iran right here at home, where the GTA's Iranian Canadian communities have been rallying to show their support of their loved ones. Our next guests have been part of those rallies. Joining us live this morning, Mori Sadinejad and Mary Amini. Thank you both for being here this morning. I can't imagine what this has been like for you these last several weeks. I mean, the last several years, quite frankly, in Iran, but the last several weeks with the heightened tensions. Now, Mary, what is this like when you're trying to get in touch with your family? You've got this massive blackout of communication. How are you able to sort of focus on the rest of your life when so much of your family and good friends are there, you know, potentially under the threat of this Iranian regime?
We're not functional. Our minds are not here. Our minds are back home. This kind of feels like deja vu all over again. This is not our first time going through a communications blackout with Iran. If you remember, in 2019, over the tripling price of gas, we did it for 72 hours, and we lost hundreds and thousands of people during that alone. So every time this happens again, we have this sense of deja vu, and we know that the Islamic Republic lies. I think your Canadian audience will remember from flight PS 752 that we went days and days with them denying that anything had happened at all. And once they were confronted with the evidence, that's when they started to take responsibility and still deny to this day a lot of what they've done. So what's scary right now is that this blackout means they're hiding a lot, and we're afraid of what's going to come out on the other side, and we're just sitting on pins and needles waiting for this news and to find out exactly what's been happening to our country.
Yeah, and with this blackout, I mean, they kind of lifted it, I think, on Thursday, saying that people inside can call out, but if you're outside, you can't reach. Is that the case? We're also not getting a full picture of the brutality of what's happening to the protesters there. We're talking people being executed on the streets, pulled away, not even being given to their family members. Maury, I know you spoke to your cousin briefly, but from the communication that you have had, what are you hearing come out of Iran right now?
So the thing is, people are very cautious about what they say on the phone lines because things are being monitored. I just talked to her for a minute, and she said that she's okay, but there has been problems. Friends are not okay. My friend's mother told her that there is a river of blood flowing in the streets. So we're hearing very scary things, and the very few videos that make it out of the country through either Starlink or people who are actually traveling physically outside shows crazy scenes of like hospitals being raided, hospitals are not safe, like wounded protesters are being kidnapped. Like, obviously, the mass shootings in the streets, they're attacking people with machine guns, and these are all coming out from a blackout. So, like, imagine if they...
if the light was actually shining there, What is, Maury, sticking with you, what is sort of the biggest misconception that the Canadians have right now of Iranians and what's happening in Iran right now? Because so much of this centers really around the Islamic Republic regime.
Right. I think one thing that as... pretty much I hear it a lot is that, oh, this is a sudden thing that has been happening. And I need to emphasize that it's not. And like for the past multiple decades, people have been rising up against the regime. There has been uprisings, and there has been severe consequences and oppressions, as Mary also pointed out. So this is not just a sudden thing that people now decided to take it to the streets. The human rights situation is very concerning. Over the past year, the number of executions that were documented were past 2,000, many of them being political prisoners. So the human rights situation, the financial situation is very concerning. We've seen people taken to the streets in 2009, in 2000, the Green Movement, the Bloody November in 2019, where 1,500 people were at least killed in the hands of regime. So this, I think that's the biggest miscommunication and misconception that exists. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mary, you haven't been in contact with your side of the family. Your dad's side of the family has been there. What are you most worried about right now? Why does this protest this time around feel different than all the other? There's been so many uprisings, it's almost hard to keep count. But this one feels extremely malevolent and dark.
I think what we are concerned about the most, and yes, I have family back home, but my family is 90 million people back home. It's not just the people I'm blood related to. I'm worried about every single one of them. And what is happening, the reason this feels different is because, one, the sheer number of people that took to the streets. I think that completely surprised Iran, and their original reasoning for blacking out the internet was for national security reasons. And if that had gone on for a few hours or a day or two, fine, we could have accepted that. But at this point, we're talking 8 days on. And so this tells me that there is a pattern of trying to hide something really, really heinous. And we know that the Islamic Republic has absolutely no mercy or no value for human life, for Iranian lives at all. And so we're afraid of what we're going to see after the fact. The little bits of pieces of information that has come out, the body bags in the coroner general's centers and things like that, the bodies just laying on the sides of the streets. These are horrific enough, but what I'm worried about the most is what is to come next and what the repercussions are, because the Islamic Republic is suggesting that they're going to turn internet internal and turn us into the second North Korea. And if that's something that happens, then we are talking about years and years and years of brutal repression without any repercussions, and we can't have that happening.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen, Mary, Maury, we appreciate both of you coming on to talk about this today. And let's keep this conversation going, because clearly this is a situation that is going to continue. But appreciate your perspectives and sharing your stories this morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.